What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be tier listing every new release movie based on what I think is going to land in terms of how much I like it throughout the year. Now, I can't give myself credit on this idea. This is a video that I saw Cody Leach do. He is another movie reviewer here on YouTube, and I saw him doing a tier list on all the movies that are going to be releasing this year that we know of so far that have release dates, trailers, and things like that. Obviously, more movies will come out throughout the year, but I wanted to go ahead and do this quick little video. And you may notice, just as a quick note, as you can see behind me, I am starting to pack a couple of things. So this might be my last video here in this little office. There has been some unfortunate events that have happened here at my residence, and I will no longer be here. I will be moving out, and it's going to be kind of a last little hoorah video before I fully move out, because I'm going to be moving into a place where I am not going to be able to make as much content as I would like to. It's a much smaller space where I won't really have the ability to do so. So it is a little bit unfortunate. I love making these videos. I love making these videos for you guys. I enjoy what I do, even though this is not like some full-time job for me or anything like that. Just the sheer number of people that do support me and comment on my videos and like my videos and subscribe, it means the world to me. So I don't want to stop doing this. I love doing this. So I hope that in the upcoming future, the near future, I will be able to get into a newer place that I can build out my studio, make a nicer setup, and continue making great content for you guys. So drop a like, subscribe. Anything will help me. It'll help me motivate myself to continue on, as I've been dealing with a bunch of stressful and unfortunate and inconvenient stuff here at my place and in my area. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into these rankings. So as you can see here, this is the way Cody Leach kind of put it out. So you have at the bottom, fuck this movie. You have skip it, stream it, see it in theaters, and go out and buy it. So this is based off of what I think I am going to rank these movies when I do watch it, where I think they're going to lie for me. And then hopefully maybe at the end of the year, hopefully I'll get my new studio and we'll revisit this list. We'll revisit where I put everything, and we'll see if it's something that matches up, or are there some huge surprises, some huge upsets. We'll basically see what happens by the end of the year. Now, these are all in release order. So starting off, we have Den of Thieves 2, which I'm going to go ahead and put it straight into Stream It. As you guys probably can tell, since I've been dealing with a lot of different things here, I haven't gone out to the movies in quite a while. This movie has already released of the first week of January, and I really enjoyed the first Den of Thieves, but I do think that the premise of the second one seems interesting, but I don't know how people are going to, or how are they going to do it where it keeps its same kind of like pizzazz, because I think the first one is one of the better robbery movies we've gotten in recent years, bank robbery movies, and I'm kind of skeptical because people not really been saying the greatest things about this movie, so I'm not sure really how it's going to turn out overall. But from what I think, it's probably going to be in Stream It for me, to be honest. Secondly, we have Wolfman. So Wolfman is weird. I'm putting it right into Stream It as well, because I don't think it's going to be terrible. However, the trailers have absolutely done nothing to really capture me. The only reason why I was interested in this movie or excited for this movie really at all is just because I like this new little trend of us kind of readapting some of the older Universal monster movies. But beyond that, the trailers just look honestly pretty awful. It looks like it's going to be a story that's not going to be really that interesting. So I'm not really too sure where I'm going to feel on this one. It might even go down to skip it, to be honest. If you know, that's kind of where it might lie by the end of it when I do eventually watch it. But Stream It, that's where it's going to be for now. And then we have Flight Risk. Now, Flight Risk looks interesting just because the premise is very small. It's a Mel Gibson movie. Mark Wahlberg's in it. To me, I think he's a fun actor when it's done right. But this movie just has a very weird premise of this hijacker that's like a hitman. And the trailers look fun enough, and that's why I would put it in Stream It. This is probably a movie that would be a Stream It type of style movie. But other than that, I'm not sure what else really can hold me into wanting to watch this. I mean, this looks Um, really, I mean, it just looks like a movie that should be in some sort of streaming platform, not going into the actual theaters, in all honesty. So it's not something that I can really see myself enjoying too much. And early reviews aren't the greatest already. So we'll see kind of how that one goes. And this one is what? Presence. Just because I don't know too much about Presence, I'm going to put it in Stream It just because I'm not sure what this movie really is, what the synopsis of this movie really is. So I'm not really sure on what to make hold of this one. So I'm going to put it just in Stream It just as the sheer fact that I don't know too much about it. And then we have Screamboat, and I'm going to put it in Skip It. I mean, these public domain movies have shown over and over again that they're not the greatest. They are very cheaply made movies to turn a quick dollar, and that's more or less what these movies are for. Can I see myself maybe being kind of excited for this one? Because I believe this one has some of the Terrifier production team backing it and is kind of helping produce this. And so some of the practical effects might be great. Some of the gore might be great. So that's really any sort of redeeming quality. But just looking at any sort of images from this movie, it just doesn't look good at all, in all honesty. But next we have Companion. Next we have Companion, and for me, that is going to be the first go out and buy it. For me, or like how I like to call it, is certified nerdy. This trailer just looks awesome. Early buzz has been awesome. Everybody seems to be loving this movie. I'm not too sure about the premise, to be honest, but it looks creepy. It looks intense. It looks like the practical effects are going to be amazing. I just from the trailers already enjoy the chemistry between these two actors, actor and actress. So I am very, very excited to see what Companion brings, because it looks like it's going to be just one of the best movies of the year, and I'm hoping it stays in my top 10 throughout the entire year. I'm very, very excited to go see this movie. I think it comes out this weekend, so hopefully with everything even still going on, hopefully I'm able to go out and watch this movie and maybe do one more video here and do a quick little review with you guys. But I'm very excited for Companion. I think everybody should go out and watch it. It looks like it's going to be fucking awesome. But next, we're going to have Kinda Pregnant, and we're going to say, fuck this movie. I don't even know what that is. I'm not going to watch it. It has, I forget her name. See, I don't even know what her name is. I don't think really any of her movies are that great. They're not funny, in my opinion. I'm not really the target audience for those movies. So overall, I think that movie just looks kind of ridiculous and god awful. So I'm not going to honestly even really bother. And then we have Hard Eyes. I'm going to go put that and see it in theaters. My fiance definitely wants to go watch this one. So I'm kind of excited. A new kind of holiday themed horror movie. That's always a fun one. You know, they're not always great, but if this one can pull off a fun little kind of serial killer type of movie, kind of whodunit type of style with a good killer, with some good kills and practical effects, I think this one can be fun and can be something that you can watch every Valentine's Day and kind of put it in a little rotation. And I hope that one is good, because I know my fiance wants to go watch it, and I'm excited to go watch it as well. And then we have Captain America Brave New World. And honestly, I'm going to put it and see it in theaters, because the first trailer didn't look the best. I'll be completely honest. It didn't look the best. However, the second trailer definitely looked a lot better. And I like that this movie feels like it's a lot much smaller of an idea, much smaller of a story. It seems a lot more enclosed, and it actually looks pretty fun. It looks pretty good. So I'm hoping this is kind of like a small little revival of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think this looks like it's going to be a fun little action-packed movie that I don't think that much people are going to go watch, unfortunately, but I do hope it's going to be decent. So that is my opinion on that one. Next, we have The Gorge, and I believe this is going straight to streaming to Apple TV Plus. Apple TV has a weird little kind of relationship with me where I don't think most of their stuff is not really that great. They have some good things like Killers of the Flower Moon, which is a great movie. It's a little bit more of a harder watch, but of course that's a Martin Scorsese, so it's going to have to be great, right? But The Gorge is basically, you have these two snipers on either side of the gorge, and they're opposing countries, and they're basically supposed to watch this gorge and make sure nothing gets out. It's kind of like a gateway to hell or something like that. So It looks like it's going to be kind of fun. Hopefully they lean more into the horror element than the trailer kind of leads off to be. It kind of looks like it's going to be more of a romance movie with a little horror element on the side of it. So I'm not too sure what really that movie is going to be, if I'm even going to be able to watch it. I don't have Apple TV, so I don't really see too much Apple TV stuff unless it goes to theaters. But The Gorge seems like it's going to be decent enough. And next we have The Monkey, the next Oz Perkins movie. Oz Perkins is fun. You know, he has, of course, Long Legs from last year, which was a huge, huge success, but a movie that was definitely overhyped, in my opinion. And The Monkey seems interesting. I haven't seen too much from it. I only remember seeing the little trailer. I haven't seen the full trailer that I think released a couple of days ago or like a week ago or so. So I'm not too sure more about this premise, but it looks very interesting. It looks creepy. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do with this movie. He did some really great camera work and building up the suspense in Long Legs. So if he's able to keep kind of that same vibe with this one, but maybe keep it like a little more kind of comedy-ish in a way where it's more fun horror than suspenseful horror, I think that could actually turn out pretty good. So I do like that one. I'm kind of very excited for that one. And that one should be coming out pretty soon here as well. And then we have Mickey 17. And for me, I think this is going to be a go out and buy it. This looks like a very, very fun concept where you have Robert Pattinson's character who basically gives himself up to this company, this space company, where they use him for experiments. And every time he dies, they make a clone of him. And two clones become alive at the same time, which should never happen in these rules, in this world, right? And I think that just sounds fun. I think Robert Pattinson has proven himself over and over again to be a great actor. You know, beyond the Twilight fiasco that he kind of had, beyond that, I think he's a great actor, and I think he's done a lot of good things, you know, in his career. So I think this is going to be a very fun movie, a very quirky sci-fi fun type of film. So I'm very, very excited for that one. I think I'm really, really going to enjoy it. And then we have Novocaine, which is another one I think I'm going to put and go out and buy it, where you basically have a character that doesn't feel pain and goes on a little bit of like a John Wick revenge story. So I am very, very excited for that. Very intrigued on how that's going to be. I think it's going to be a good movie just because it's going to have a little bit of that John Wick flavor, but a little bit more of the comedy element to it. So I think that's going to be very, very fun as well. So I'm very excited for Novocaine. Don't know too much beyond that little slight premise. So hopefully this one definitely impresses me because I'm very excited for that one as well. And then we have Snow White. And I'm not going to put it in fuck this movie. I think I'm going to put it in skip it. Obviously, everybody knows the whole fiasco of the main actress. I think Rachel Zegler, whatever, how you pronounce her last name, has made a lot of headlines. And, you know, for whatever reason, people want to hate, people want to love. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that's going to be the issue of this movie, in all honesty. That definitely leaves like a bad taste in your mouth with the things that she said. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's not the reason why I think this movie is not going to be for me. One, I don't really like most of the live action Disney movies. This one kind of makes a little sense just because it's such an old movie. I think is the first animated movie to come out at feature length, and seeing a readaptation of it might be interesting. However, again, I don't really like too many of these live action type of films. I think the first Lion King, which was basically a CGI movie, didn't do that good. I didn't even bother watching Mufasa, to be honest. And beyond that, I don't even know what else, you know, it's just, I'm not really too big into Disney's live action movies. I don't think they do that great. You can do a lot more with animation, and it's just not going to be, I just don't think it's going to be that great in my honest opinion. So I'm leaving skip it. I'll maybe watch it. Maybe if my fiance wants to go watch it, I don't really have any interest, to be honest. But next we have the Minecraft movie. And I want to put it and go out and buy it. However, I don't think it's going to be that great. But I have two trains of thoughts here, right? So the first trailer of this movie looked god awful. I think anybody can agree with that the first trailer of this movie just absolutely looked ridiculous. But the second trailer honestly looked a lot more fun. It looked decent. And I'm a big Minecraft fan. I've always loved Minecraft. I was just that right age where Minecraft just kind of came out watching a bunch of Minecraft YouTubers, playing Minecraft myself. I still play Minecraft to this day with my friends, and we have a little server and have some fun on there. So I'm excited just because of that aspect, that I enjoy the actual video game itself. And that's why I want to go put it and go out and buy it, because Minecraft has had a lot of great memories with me during my childhood, even into my adulthood. But I just don't know what they're going to do with this. I don't know what the story's going to be. It's a little weird. It's a little awkward. So I hope it surprises me, and I hope it surprises a lot of people. But in all honesty, it's probably going to be very bad. Let's just be honest. But I am going to go see it. In my opinion, I'm going to say go see it in theaters. Next, we have Sinners. And this one also looks like a go out and buy it for me. A certified nerdy type of movie. According to Cody Leach, because I've not really seen any articles myself. I haven't put too much research into this movie. But it's going to be a vampire movie. Supposedly, they haven't really officially said anything like that. But even before I knew that it could be a vampire movie or not, I just really enjoyed the visuals of this movie, what it looked like. It just looked like it was going to be a cinematic masterpiece, in my opinion. So I'm very, very excited to kind of see what this movie entails. And if it is a vampire movie, I'm going to be very excited to see this era into a vampire movie. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. So I am very excited for Sinners. I think that's, as of right now, just looking at this, it might be my most anticipated movie. Maybe not, actually. Let me retract that statement. There's a lot of things that look like they're going to be really good. I'm not going to lie, but that's going to be definitely in my top 10 of anticipated movies for sure. And next we have The Accountant 2. I'm going to put it in Stream It. The original Accountant's pretty fun. I think it's a cool little like action thriller type of cool little movie with Ben Affleck and stuff. I think he does a pretty decent job in it. But I do think it's been a while. You know, the Accountant hype train is kind of gone. It's a movie that a lot of people like, a lot of people adore, but I don't think it's really something that we necessarily needed. And I'm excited to watch it. You know, I'm excited to go watch it in theaters, but I think at the end of the day, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the first one, in my opinion. I think they're going to mess it up somehow. I don't know how, but I think they will. And that's just kind of what I personally think. And then we have Until Dawn. And I'm excited for this movie just because the Until Dawn video game is one of the best video games ever. However, they are not adapting the story of the video game. They're going off into their own little story, something that they're making, and which can be good or bad, you know, depending on what the writers is, what their ideas are. I'm not sure how they're really going to adapt a video game that's not following the storyline of the video game. So it's going to be kind of an interesting one. But I'm still excited for it. I think it's going to be good. I hope it's a good video game adaptation, because we all know that's one of the areas that Hollywood tends to fail in. So I hope this does the Until Dawn video game justice, and it becomes a video game that we thoroughly enjoy, or video game adaptation that we thoroughly enjoy, and we see more from this universe. Next, we have Thunderbirds, and I'm excited for this one too. This is another Marvel project that seems pretty fun. I like most of the cast that are in this movie, kind of doing a little bit of the Suicide Squad, but for the Marvel characters. I think that looks pretty fun. I don't think it looks terrible. The trailers look decent. They haven't like fully captured me, but I like the team here. I like the actors here. I like the small little premise here. It looks like it's going to be a fun time. So I hope it's a fun time. And then we have Final Destination. What is it? Bloodlines. I'm going to put it into Stream It. The Final Destination movies are notoriously known, for people that know me, of giving me some of my biggest fears of like flying in airplanes and roller coasters. I since gotten over those fears, but for the longest time as a young kid, those were the two things that I could never get over in terms of my fears of going on a roller coaster and going on an airplane. Final Destination has stemmed a lot of my fears. So I wonder how they're going to do this one. I hope they do some really fun, unique, different things to, you know, give the new generation of these movies more fears. But overall, I'm not sure how they're really going to make this any better than the original ones. And I don't even know who the team behind this really is. So I'm excited to see it, but I do think it's going to be one of those movies that's not going to be the best. And next we have Mission Impossible. What is it? The Final Reckoning. That has to go on and buy it. I mean, these Mission Impossible movies are just insane. The things that they're able to do within these movies are absolutely amazing. Of course, we have I can't think of his name right now. Tom Cruise, Jesus Christ, Tom Cruise, that just has proven himself over and over and over again to be an amazing action hero. And I think these movies do such a great job. And I'm very, very excited to see what they do in this final movie, hopefully. And then we have Lilo and Stitch. And forget everything I said about Snow White, because this is one that I'm for sure excited to see. My fiance is a huge Lilo and Stitch fan, so we're definitely going to go watch this opening night. And I just think this is actually going to be pretty fun. I think this is going to be very cute. I think Stitch is a very cute character. They definitely did it justice and redid the Stitch design so it doesn't look awful. And so I'm very excited. I'm excited to see. Hopefully they do some things a little bit different. It's not a shot-for-shot remake of the original Lilo Stitch movie. But even if it is, I think it's still going to be kind of fun. So I'm excited for that one. And then we have Cobra Kai Legacies or Legacy. Yeah, stream it. I mean, this is kind of borderline skip it for me. The original Karate Kids are some of the most beloved movies of all time. And then you have like the Jaden Smith ones that not that many people like. And then you have a show within Cobra Kai that is absolutely beloved. And this being taking place directly off of the last season. I don't know if people really want to see another story where another kid is like the bullied one and is the outcast and needs to find himself through karate. I don't know if we need that story again, to be honest. So it's going to be one of those things where I'm not too sure where this is going to land. I don't think that many people are going to like it. I don't think that many people are going to go out to watch it unless you're a big Karate Kid fan. But that's just kind of it. I'm not sure what to really make out of that one. And then we have The Life of Chuck, which I'm going to put in theaters. From what I kind of know about this movie, I don't know much about it, but it's basically about this guy, Chuck, and we're kind of seeing him in different stages of life and kind of going through, the motion of his life with him. So that's about as much as I know of the premise of this movie. I hope it definitely surprises me even more where I can move up a tier. But as of right now, the basics that I know of this movie, the small details that I know about this movie, that's where I'm going to stick it because it seems interesting. It seems like a movie that's kind of right up my alley. And then we have Ballerina, which I'm going to put it right into. Go out and buy it. We have Ana de Armas. Do I have to say anything else? And the trailers look actually really fun. They look like it's going to be right up to the level of what the John Wick movies are able to do. John Wick is in the movie himself, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out. This is going to be a prequel, which who knows? I mean, they kind of teased maybe that John Wick isn't dead after the fourth one. So we'll see kind of how this plays out. And I'm very, very excited because I love the John Wick universe. I love being in this world. The world building they're able to do within the first four movies is absolutely amazing. So if they do anything to that level, I think this is going to be one of the better action movies of the year for sure. And then we have How to Train Your Dragon live action. I'm going to put this one in stream it just simply for the fact that the original trilogy of How to Train Your Dragon is a pretty beloved series. And this looks interesting, but I'm worried again that this is going to be a shot-for-shot remake. I wouldn't mind it in Lilo and Stitch, like I said, but in something like How to Train Your Dragon, that is a movie that is not really that old. It's just, less than 10 years old, I believe. What is the point of it? Well, I'm not sure what the point of this movie is, especially if it's a shot-for-shot remake. I'm not sure what the point of this movie is. So that is just something that I'm not sure what's going to happen there. And then we have 28 Years Later. I absolutely love zombie movies. The 28 Days and 28 Weeks movies are absolutely amazing. Some of the best horror zombie movies of all time. And this is a very long awaited sequel. Absolutely. And I'm very, very excited to see what they're going to do with this movie. The trailers look awesome. So I am so hyped for this one. I think this one's just going to be absolutely fucking amazing. But speaking of amazing, we have F1. Straight into go out and buy it. As some of you may know from some of my previous reviews about racing movies like Gran Turismo of 2 years ago, F1 is my favorite sport to watch. I absolutely love F1. I follow it. I wake up at 4, 3, 5 in the morning to watch a race every single year for every single race throughout the entire season. And this being the director of Top Gun Maverick, which is one of the best movies of all time, I can't see how this movie isn't going to be fucking awesome. I'm so excited how they're going to do this. The story, the camera work, the visuals. I am so ready for this movie. This is, if anything else, this might be my most anticipated movie because I just absolutely love F1. And that is going to be, it's just such a banger. Such a banger. But next we have Megan 2.0. And I'm going to put it in Stream It. The first Megan was fun. It's a horror movie in January that actually surprised a lot of people. And I think the first Megan is a fun movie. I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to do with it and see how they're going to follow up with that. But it's another world where I don't think they've built out the world enough. They are keeping it PG-13, which was supposed to be originally rated R for the first Megan movie. And it's just going to be a tamed down version. I wish they wouldn't, speak to the masses, but PG-13 sells tickets. And that's just the end of the game. That's what they're going to do because they sell tickets when it's PG-13. And I can't blame them, but I would love to see a Megan in a world that's rated R with great practical effects, great kills, very unique and creative kills. And I think if they do that, this movie could be a lot better. But because of that PG-13 aspect, and I know they're going to restrict a lot of things, I don't know how this is going to be. I don't think this is really not going to be better than the first one because I think it's going to take a lot of these surprise out of what the first one did. So I'll leave it at that. And then we have the new Jurassic World. I will put this in seat in theaters because I do really enjoy the first Jurassic Park movie and I enjoy the first Jurassic World movie. The other ones, they're in, I can take it or leave it. I enjoy 2 and 3 to a certain extent. Dominion and Fallen Kingdom were not great at all, but this looks like it might be a little bit of a resurgence of Jurassic World and some new news with the director saying that they're adapting things from the book that they've always wanted to adapt, that they never had a chance to do it before. So I'm excited to see what those scenes are from the book and how they're going to adapt it and how they're going to look. And hopefully they keep everything practical with the dinosaurs and hopefully it has some great camera work and good characters that we actually care about. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do there. And yeah, we'll see at the end of the year how I feel about it, or at least when the movie comes out. And next we have James Gunn's Superman. Obviously, I am very excited for this. I have always loved the DC characters way more than the Marvel characters. As you can see, I have my Batman in the background and I'm very excited for this. I hope, I pray that this movie just does amazing and that this universe is amazing and James Gunn is able to build out the DC universe, because I don't want to live in a world where we reboot the DC universe once again. I don't want to live in that world. I really don't. Because this movie, I think, is going to be amazing. It feels a little overstuffed from the trailer. I'm not going to lie. It really does. However, I think James Gunn is going to be able to pull this off. I think he's going to be able to do something great with the Superman movie and great with the rest of this DC universe. So I'm very excited to see what James Gunn does with this, because if it fails, I don't know. I'm going to be very disappointed, because James Gunn is a great director and I think he can make this movie freaking awesome. This is the I Know You Did Last Summer remake. I'm gonna put it in Skip It, just because the original I Know You Did Last Summer really isn't that great of a horror movie in my opinion. I don't think it's really that much of a cult classic as some people may make it out to be. However, who knows? It might be fun. It might be interesting. Hopefully they kind of improve some of the things that happened in the first movie. So I don't know too much about this one. I don't even know if there's a trailer out for this one. So that's just something that I don't really think I'm that interested in. So I'm going to leave it right there and skip it. And then we have Fantastic Four. I'm going to put it in seat in theaters. The original Fantastic Four movies from like the early 2000s, I absolutely love those movies. I saw them in theaters with my dad, and those are movies that I loved as a kid. Inherently, they're not that great of movies when you watch it, kind of now. But I think this is going to be a fun little movie. I don't know how this is going to tie into the rest of the Marvel universe, being that they're in like the 60s. But I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this. We haven't gotten a trailer yet, so that's why I haven't really put it and go out and buy it. But it looks like it's going to be a fun movie. It looks like it's going to be a great resurgence in the Marvel universe as well. So I'm very excited to see what they do with this Fantastic Four movie, because I hope they can bring the Marvel universe back together a little bit, piece it back together, and do some more event type style movies like we saw when Endgame and came out, and things like that. So I'm actually very excited for this one. Hopefully we get a trailer here pretty soon so we can see if it is as exciting as I hope it's going to be. And then we have the Naked Gun remake. Never seen the original one, so I don't know much about it. I'm gonna put it in skip it just for the sheer fact that I don't know really what to expect of that movie. So there's that. And then we have Freakier Friday, which I'm also gonna put in skip it, just because I don't think I've ever seen the first one either. I wasn't in that kind of age group, I don't think, where that's like a cult classic to me at all. And seeing them kind of come back and just kind of doing the same thing from what it looks like, where they're just going to swap bodies again, it doesn't really interest me. I don't think that's a movie that really speaks to me in that way. So I'm going to leave that one and skip it. I don't think I'm going to watch it. And then we have Nobody 2. I've never seen the original Nobody, but from what I know, everybody absolutely loves it. It's like another John Wick style movie with the actor that I absolutely love in Saul Goodman right there. But again, haven't seen the first one, but just based off of people that I trust on the internet, like Cody Leach and Sean Chandler, they seem to absolutely love this movie. So if the first movie is as good as, or the second movie is as good as the first movie, I think it's going to be a very fun movie and one of the better ones of the year. And then we have Shelby Oaks. This is Chris Stuckman's directorial debut. Chris Stuckman is a YouTuber that also reviews movies, who's had the opportunity to direct his own movie. And I'm excited for this one. I don't know if this is going to get a theatrical release, but I'm going to put it and see it in theaters just because I want this movie to succeed. I want to see what he's able to do with, being able to just kind of self-fund this a little bit. And I mean, I'm sure he got partners and production teams to kind of help him out with it, but him able to go from doing this type of material in terms of reviewing movies and being able to go direct his own film, I think that's just absolutely awesome. And it's something that I would love to do one day as well. The only thing that worries me is that some of the early buzzes and early reviews say that it's okay, that it does decent, but it doesn't fully land by the end of it. So I'm a little worried about in that aspect, but overall, I just want this movie to succeed, and I think it will. And then we have the next Conjuring movie, which I'm going to put it and skip it because I don't think these Conjuring movies have really done much to bring back the Conjuring fans. I think when James Wan was taking over these movies, they were great. And the last few Conjuring movies have just not been that great. And then you have all the spin-offs that are also not really that great. So it's just one of those things where I don't think it's going to be that good of a movie. I don't really like these type of paranormal type style movies because I don't think they really deliver that much. I think they're all just pretty generic and pretty basic, just jump scare heavy for no reason. And that's not really what I go to a horror movie for. So that's that. And next we have Saw 11, which I'm going to go ahead and put it into see it in theaters just because Saw X was absolutely amazing. There is quite a bit of debacles and quite a bit of things going on behind the stage, behind the scene, where this movie might not even come out, and I forget the reasons why, but this movie might not even come out, and we'll see. I mean, I hope it does come out because I want to see what they do, and obviously you have an actor that is getting quite old and can't really be doing these type of style of movies for that much longer, unfortunately. Not to be morbid or anything like that, but that is just the honest truth. It's just what it is. It's not, no one is keeping it a secret, but that is just what's going on here. And if they can't get their shit together and get this movie out and getting filming, because I don't think there's even a finished script for this, so they haven't really put anything to paper, anything to camera. So it's worrying. But if it does come out, I think I'm gonna like it, because I do like the Saw movies and Saw franchises to a certain extent. They're not all great, but Saw X, it was absolutely my favorite one out of the entire series. So if Saw 11 can go anywhere near as good as Saw X, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. Next, we have Michael, which I'm going to head and put it in theater. Michael Jackson is a person who has a lot of history, has a lot of theories and conspiracies to him. And I'm not sure if they're going to touch on that, because there's obviously Michael fans that are very, very passionate about him. And there's Michael haters. But you can't deny the fact that he took over the music scene when he did and left a mark as huge as him. So I love biopics. I've said this multiple times that I love biopics. So I hope they do this movie justice. I hope they go a little bit deeper than just surface level to make him look like a king. But we'll see, because they're not really going to want to interfere too much with the fans of Michael Jackson. So I'm worried on that end, but overall I'm very excited, because I think it's actually going to be pretty good. And then we have the new Tron movie, which I'm gonna go ahead and put and skip it. I've never really seen any of the Tron movies. Tron is not really a franchise that I really see myself gravitating to too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it and skip it. Don't really know too much about that one. What the plot's gonna be, if it's gonna follow the other Tron movies or anything like that. I'm not really too sure on what they're really gonna do with that one, but it's not a movie that I can see myself really being that interested in. And I think this is Black Phone 2. I can barely see it, but from what the poster looks like, it looks like a Black Phone 2. So I'm gonna keep it as Black Phone 2. If it is Black Phone 2, I'm gonna put a seat in theater. The original Black Phone, I think, was a great horror movie, a great little concept, and a movie that they can go a lot of places with. I think they can do a lot of great things with this movie. Introduce some more of that supernatural element to it, and I think this movie can be one of the greater horror movies of the year, one of the great movies of all time, horror movies, I should say, of all time. So I'm actually really excited to see what they do with this, how they're going to expand the lore, the story, and expand the story of this kind of like kidnapper and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with Black Phone 2. And then we have Mortal Kombat 2. I'm going to put it in theaters as well. I'm very excited for a lot of these movies, if you can't tell, but I'm going to put it in theaters because from what they say, this is going to be a lot more of a tournament style based movie, kind of sticking more to the script of the actual video games. So that just seems fun. If they're able to continue doing just a very good practical effects and gore and things like that, I think this is going to be a great video game adaptation. So I'm very excited for Mortal Kombat 2. And then we have the new Predator movie, which I'm going to also put it in theaters. I hope that this Predator movie revamps the Predator franchise, because we've had some pretty bad Predator movies, some great Predator movies, and I'm very excited for this one. I'm excited to see what they do with the Predator, and now with the Alien franchise kind of being revamped as well. Maybe a new Alien versus Predator, but in a better light, where they're not as bad as the originals too. That might be in the works. Who knows? But just as a Predator movie, I am very excited. I want to see what they do with this movie. I hope they do it justice and just bring back a little bit of the Predator love to the franchise. And then we have The Running Man, which I don't know too much about this movie, in all honesty. Excuse me. I hope that didn't mess up. I was clicking around, but I hope that didn't mess up any of my recording. But I don't know too much about this movie. I don't know too much about the original. So I'm just going to put it and skip it. Actually, no, sorry. I'm going to put it and stream it just because I don't know too much about the movie. So sorry if there's any Running Man fans out there, but I don't know really what that movie entails. And then you have Now You See Me 3. This is kind of tough. I'm gonna put it in stream it. I actually like the first two Now You See Me movies. I think they're pretty fun little magic movies, kind of magic-esque robbery style type of films. So I do like them. I think they're very entertaining and very charming. But it's been quite a while since those two movies came out, and I don't know who really wants this, who really needs this. But I think it's going to still be fun. I think it's going to be kind of middle of the road entertainment. So I'm still decently excited for it, but I don't know too much about it, and I wonder where it's really going to lie. And then we have Wicked for Good, and I'm gonna go put this and go out and buy it. The original Wicked of last year was an absolute surprise for me. I was not expecting it to like it at all. I like the Wizard of Oz movie, but I wasn't expecting to like this movie at all, and it very, very much surprised me. The visuals, I thought the musical numbers were great. I thought the story was actually heartwarming and emotional. So it's something that was very surprising, and I'm very excited to see where they're going to kind of land this story off. Again, I've never seen the play, and for people that have seen the play say that the second half is a much greater story than what they were able to do in the first half. So I'm excited to see what this movie entails. I think it's going to be really awesome. One of the better movies of the year. And then we have Zootopia 2. Come on, baby. Go out and buy it. That is Zootopia, I should say, is one of my favorite movies from Disney, from Pixar, wherever it is. I think it's from Disney. One of my favorite movies. I have an emotional kind of connection to the original movie as well. But beyond that, I think just that movie is just amazing. It's so fun, so charming, so witty. And I'm very, very excited to see what they do with the second one. They had like a little like mini series on Disney Plus that every little small 10-minute episode was absolutely a blast. I had such a fun time with it. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with Zootopia 2. I think it's going to be honestly really awesome. And then we have FNAF 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'm going to go ahead and put it in, see it in theaters. For the longest time, I was a big FNAF fan. Was so deep into the lore, and I fell off after like the third game or so. But I thought the movie was actually pretty fun. I'm excited to see where they continue the lore off. I know the FNAF fans are going to absolutely go crazy for this movie. They're going to absolutely love it because it looks like they're going to build off of the lore from the few leaked images that we've seen here. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this movie and how they're going to continue it on, close it off, whatever they're going to do. But I think anybody that's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan is absolutely going to love it. And everybody that's not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan or doesn't really know too much about the lore here is going to at least enjoy it. So I'm very excited for that one. And then we have Avatar Fire and Ash. I'm going to put in the seat in theater just for the sole fact that you don't skip a James Cameron movie in theater. This is probably going to be another spectacle like the other two Avatar movies, like most of his movies. It's going to be another just kind of awe type of film. You have to see it in theaters because how beautiful it is. However, I'm not really the biggest fan of these Avatar movies. I don't really think James Cameron should do 6, 7, 8 more of these movies. I just don't think this world has enough, in all honesty. I don't think this world has enough meat to the bone to continue on with these movies. And that's just my opinion. But again, it's a James Cameron movie. I'm going to watch it. It's going to make $1 billion. That is just what it is. That's what you get when you get into a James Cameron movie. So we're going to see it in the theaters, of course, but my God, I'm not sure how that's going to do. And then we have Anaconda, which I'm going to put it in stream it. I enjoy the original Anaconda quite a bit. And I think this one can be a lot higher, but I wonder where they're going to lie with it. Are they going to go kind of ultra cheesy? Are they going to go ultra serious? Depending on how the mood and tone of this movie is, could make or break it, I think. The overall concept of a giant killing anaconda snake is actually pretty fun and really exciting. But depending on how they take the film, could make or break this movie. And I'm not too sure much about it. I'm not sure if it's a remake or a prequel or sequel, whatever the case is. But beyond that, I'm still decently excited for it, but I'm not sure how great it's really going to be. And then we have The Return of the Living Dead, which I'm going to put it into see it in theaters. I haven't seen the original one, but I know a lot of people love it. I know it's a beloved movie, an absolutely beloved movie. But I'm not sure how this one's gonna hold off. I hope it's great. I hope it's amazing. I don't think we have a trailer or anything or any images or anything for this movie, so not too sure much more about this film than that. But I am very excited for it. And then we have the new Scary Movie, and I'm gonna go put it in go out and buy it. The only reason why this is a go out and buy it is because the Wayans brothers are coming back for this movie. And I think that's the best thing they could have done. There's no universe where a scary movie without the Wayans brothers is going to be as good as the first two. The first two are absolutely hilarious, absolutely quotable, some of the best kind of parody comedy movies of all time. And the Wayans brothers coming back to do another one, I think is the best thing they could do for this franchise if they want to continue with it. And then we have the Dirty Dancing remake. I'm going to put it in stream it. I like the original Dirty Dancing, but I don't know how they're going to do this. You know, Patrick Swayze, of course, passed away quite a while ago. They're bringing back some of the original cast. So I don't think it's a remake. I think it's a sequel, actually. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I don't know if it's going to be a giant hole kind of missing within the entire movie, but I do like the original Dirty Dancing. I think it's a fun movie, but I'm not sure if the steam, has really gone. It's been quite a while since the first one, so I'm not sure how many people really want a Dirty Dancing sequel or remake, whatever it is. And without Patrick Swayze, that might kind of leave, again, a giant hole in the plot kind of missing, where you kind of feel that there's something missing there. So I hope it doesn't feel that way. I hope it does good, but overall, I'm not sure really what to expect of that one. And then we have Death by Unicorn. Cody Leach put this in his go out and buy it. I don't know what this movie really is, so I'm gonna put it in stream it just because I don't know the concept of it. I don't know what to really entail on that one. So I haven't seen the trailer, I haven't seen any images, don't know a plot about it. So I'm gonna leave it there just because I don't know too much about it. And then we have this. There's no title. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna put it in stream it because I don't know what it is. And then we have the Pooniverse. I'm gonna go ahead and put it and skip it. Again, these like public domain movies aren't that great, and I don't know what really they're gonna do with the Pooniverse and how they're going to tie everything up where it's actually good. I heard that Peter Pan and the Neverland Nightmare was actually pretty decent, so I don't know. It could be great. It could be terrible. But again, these public domain type of movies like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, they're not that great, and the Mickey Mouse movie wasn't great. I don't think the Screamboat's going to be that great. So it's one of those movies where I'm not too sure what they're going to do with it. Hopefully it's fun. That's all I ask for. Hopefully it's fun, but copy and paste my thoughts on Pooniverse for Bambi, because I don't know how they're going to do a Killer Deer movie either. It could be cool. It could be fun. It could be like a Cocaine Bear type style, kind of goofy type of movie. But again, these public domain movies just don't seem that like they try too much. They just don't try enough to make these movies great. So I'm not too sure what to really expect of those. But nonetheless, we move on. Then we have A Quiet Place, and this is going to be the third movie in the original two, following the Abbott family again. And I'm very excited for this. John Krasinski coming back again to continue on his story, continue on his world. I am so hyped. I absolutely love the first two Quiet Place movies. I think they're some of the best horror movies of all time, some of the most suspenseful movies of all time. And then you have Day One, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Not the best, but it still was pretty good. And I am very excited to see what he's able to do with this third movie. Hopefully closing it out with a very satisfying story. But we will see when the movie comes out. I'm very, very excited. And then we have Horizon Part 2. I'm going to go ahead and put and stream it because these are giant epic movies. I haven't seen the first one because it's like a 3.5 hour long movie. And it's just like one part of like 3 parts. So I don't know the entire story of this. It doesn't seem like the first movie got the best kind of reviews just because it's a long movie that's just setting up things. It doesn't really do anything. So I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I think they're still going to be fun movies. If you're able to sit throughout the entire film and just go from 1 part to the 2 part in one sitting, it's like a 6-7 hour long sitting, I think it can be just an amazing story. But this movie just seems like something that should have been like a mini series, or just like a regular series in general, because it's a lot to tell in a very short amount of movie space time, and it might not be that great. I keep moving myself. Come on, don't do that. And then we have Thanksgiving 2, which I'm gonna go ahead and put it and see it in theaters. I really, really enjoyed the first Thanksgiving. It's a movie that me and my fiance see every Thanksgiving now. It's only been out for like a year and a half, but that's like a staple in our Thanksgiving day. It's an absolute need for the rotation, and I'm very excited where they're going to take Thanksgiving 2. I think there's going to be some obvious plot points, but overall, I'm still just excited. I think Eli Roth has some issues when it comes to his like style and directing and things like that, but overall, I'm very, very excited to what they're going to do there. And then we have The Strangers Part 2. I'm going to put in fuck this movie, because the first one I didn't even watch because I know it was just that bad, and I don't really care to really watch the rest of it because I don't know what to expect of it. I don't even know what this is. But yeah, Strangers, I'm just going to say that's not going to be anything special. I don't even know what they're doing with that franchise. It's just an absolute loss in my opinion. So they should really just fuck off with that franchise in all honesty. And this, I can't read what that is. Is this the new Knives Out movie? I think this is the new Knives Out movie. Wake Up Dead Man? Yes, this is the new Knives Out movie. Okay, my apologies. Go out and buy it. 100%. The Knives Out movies are absolutely amazing. Glass Onion was amazing, and I'm expecting nothing less but greatness from this new Knives Out movie. I'm very, very excited for that. Absolutely. I can't wait to see the trailer. Can't wait to see that movie. Can't wait to rewatch the other two and do like a little review series and ranking for you guys on that. But absolutely go out and buy it. That is just going to be amazing. Little murder mystery. Can't wait for that. And then we have Pinocchio. Skip it. I mean, again, copy and paste my thoughts of Bambi and Pooniverse. I just don't think, again, that these movies they don't have that much effort, very low budget, very low thought process to these movies. So that's what it is. But there you have it, guys. That's my full list of where I think these movies are going to land for me throughout the year of 2025. We will revisit this at the end of the year, go back and see how the rankings stack up once I do finally eventually watch all of these movies. If I even watch all of these movies, because like I said, a lot of them are movies that I don't really care for. But yeah, that's been Leo's Nerd Talk. Thank you guys for watching. Again, sorry for the setup. There's going to be a little bit of a hiatus here when it comes to content creation of these in my channel. So I hope you guys stick around for me. I hope you guys wait for my little resurgence, because when I come back and I get my new studio, whenever that is down the road within the next year, hopefully, I'm gonna come back just swinging, and I hope that everyone stays there for me. But again, if you guys like Time and Think movie, TV shows, or video games, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.